All right, this is Dr. Wadsworth, and I'm interviewing Josh Holliday, the creator of PostPony. I came to know Josh more closely when we worked together on my project. Um, I've had a TikTok channel, and let's talk a little about what you do, Josh, where you come into all this, and how you got into this.
Yeah, so I have a background in software and creative aspects, design, UI design, and so forth, and marketing. And so I kind of took that all and packaged it up into a software that enables creators, enables businesses to have a central hub where they can, house multiple types of categories of their business and just manage it in one place. And so
Kind of fitting into what you're saying there. I think there's this link between having a social media following and making money. And people have a social media following, but they don't have any money from it. And I think kind of summarizing what you're saying, you are that piece that connects those together, that links them up, so that if you have a social media following, but you don't know how to make money yet, there's all these apps on there that are promising different things, but you actually take people. Um, so for, I'll tell a little bit of my story, Josh,
yeah,
and then we'll talk about where you fit in here. So I had a following of over 200,000 people on TikTok and making videos, and I wanted to make courses for people, marriage courses. And I had them all written out and put on a PowerPoint. I was all ready to present them, but I didn't have any way of doing that. And that was where I contacted you at PostPony, and and then you essentially created this web page for me. And where do you kind of see Postpony going in the future? What kinds of people are you looking for to work with? Tell me a little more about
yeah,
that.
yeah. So anyone that really, if someone has an audience, right, and even if someone doesn't have an audience, right, you can market to anyone using ads and things like that. But if someone has an audience, I would say I'm looking for people who have built up an audience and want to start to build a revenue stream from that audience, right? So you're going to need a product, right? You're going to need some branding. You're going to need some marketing. You're going to need to manage sales. You're going to need to manage customers after they're through the door, right? So there's certain stages that we can talk about that, like I said, this one software can support and create kind of a management system around each part of that. So people who have an audience, they can benefit from creating products, branding, and then having a place to buy, people to buy that, right? So that would be kind of an answer to what you're saying. That's the kind of person that I'm looking for. So
As far as what you offer being unique to what some of these other offers are, what are some of the things that you think are different or special about what you're offering?
well, I think it would be um, my experience, right? Uh, is one thing. I have kind of this like I said in the beginning, kind of this background of all kinds of different things, and I've seen it. I just have some experience, so that would be one thing. Looking at what you're doing and honing in on what I think could be the best pathway forward. The other differentiator would be the software that I help people with is very flexible. It's very easy, and it can really grow and scale, or scale down as small as you need it to be. So that's what I would say. Those two things.
I can say one thing that's been helpful working with you is doing some of the strategizing, like, okay, all right, I've got these videos. What do we need to do? Okay, well, you need to create, an email list. You need to, emails need to have this kind of wording in it. We need to do, people need to have access to opportunities to have coupons. This is the way the website should look. These are the kinds of things that should be in it. And also strategizing, I think, from a business perspective. Um, you know, if if I'm here and I want to get out here, what are some things that might be a better way to package what I have to sell? For example, doing like a 5-week course that I plan to do. So a lot of really good ideas from that front. Um,
Yeah. And,
uh,
and and really, I'll comment on that. Really, the strategy piece is important, right? Because I think there's things that people know, and then there's things that they don't know. They don't know, right? And that's where someone like me comes in, and who has talked to hundreds of people in the course of my career, and I've seen and tried dozens of things, and therefore I'm an extension of your business as you plug into me, right? And we can move forward and look and strategize that way. I think strategy is a huge part of what PostPony offers as well, because there's many ways to do things, and there's not always a clear vision of what is the best way for you.
and if somebody wants to find Post Bunny, what's the website there to find you at?
It's postpony.io, and it's
Okay,
pink
it's
everywhere.
pink. And tell me the idea behind this name. Where did this name come from?
Well, I wanted to help people post social media content and do it in an automated way. And that was the idea. And you can do that with this software, and I've got a service for that. Then I thought I should add some kind of animal to my company or business or logo or icon or something, right? So I went on, and I wanted it to be alliterated. Is that what it's called? Where it's like two P's. So if it's post, I need to find a P letter, an animal that starts with a P. Right? Post pig didn't work for me. Right? Post penguin, not quite. So post pony was cool, and then I worked out my little logo, which turned out really really well.
So these are the kinds of things you could do for clients as well, help them
Yeah,
come up with these kinds of things.
yeah, and that would be my branding
What do you
module.
think? What do you think, Josh, is the thing that's holding back capable, competent people from making a lot of money online? What are some things that you think are obstacles? Let's say that you don't even have the crowd yet. What advice would you give somebody who hasn't even started yet? Uh, just the very, very beginning of all this, who's hearing this and they've got some kind of thing, but they want to make money. What would you say to them? What steps do you foresee happening with all of this?
Yeah. So here's what I'll do. I'll answer your question with a thought, and then I'll ask you a follow up question here. I believe the greatest need for someone online, if they want to start monetizing, is to find a legitimate problem. Is to find a problem, right? That
Mhm.
they can see. So to be able to be a problem finder is the first one. And then to be able to gather the resources, whether it's all in you and your skill set, or you can find others to create a solution to that problem. The
Mhm.
bigger the problem, the more, you know, the bigger the solution sometimes, and the bigger the payout.
Mhm. So let's say they've got the problem, they got the solution. What's the next step? And then we'll
Okay.
kind of wrap this up.
Okay. So I would say the next step is to, yeah, create a product. So you have problem, solution. Now you got to need to create a product, and then you need to figure out your audience. Like, who's the audience, and you're gonna see that within the first steps of who's got the problems, who's really got the problems, right? What group has those kinds of that problem? So you've got product in your audience, and then you've kind of need a place to create a message and outreach to, right? And then they need to come somewhere and like transact
And
with
by
you.
that you mean Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. That's the outreach. Facebook
Yeah.
groups.
Yep. Out. So you can go organic or paid outreach,
Mhm.
right?
And one would be like Facebook ads or YouTube ads versus, creating your own channel.
Yep. And video is huge right now, and it will
Mhm.
be for a long time.
So this is a gold mine right now. This is money waiting to be made. And essentially, what people need is they need uh, shovels and picks and pans for
Yeah.
panning gold.
Yeah.
And you are providing those things for them.
Yeah.
The gold's out there. They're the gold digger, and you're the one that's going to help them to have the tools that they need in order to get to that gold. I
Right.
love it. I love it.
Yeah. And let me add one more thing. Uh, Marketing methods have lifespans. Okay. From the guy who did it back in 2003, who made $1 million in one day off of some kind of tool or method, right? Down to the masterminds, then to the groups, then to the Facebook group, and then and then the courses, and then everyone's doing it, right? Once everyone's doing it, it's not new and cool anymore, right? As that time span goes and everyone's doing it, in the beginning, the effort was very, very small because it was novel. Okay.
Mhm.
But on the other end of the spectrum, because everyone's doing it, the effort is gigantic to make it different and unique and differentiated, like ebooks right now. Right.
You
So
really need to
my
be with somebody who's at the cutting edge of this.
right. And I feel like I've got a lot of, you know, uh, intel, you could call it, of what is kind of the new things out on the market that are starting to show up, right? That's why
Mhm.
people pay big money to go to masterminds, is because that's really close to the innovative beginning of a marketing method,
And
right?
you are in those circles, you're in those groups, you're a part of that community, and so
Yeah,
you offer that as well.
yeah. So when
Well,
we talk strategy, I try to layer in as much as possible those things that are on the cutting edge.
perfect. Well, Josh, thank you so much for coming on and talking about what you do. And I have to say, the work you've done with my website, my courses, has been fantastic. I couldn't refer it enough. And and so I think you've got a fantastic thing out there. The need is definitely there, and you definitely have the skill set. So thank you for coming on and being here. And look forward to working with you later.
You bet. And
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 people,
and thank
tell me
you.
that webpage one more time too.
Yeah, postpony.io. And yeah, I just want to say I think what you do is amazing too. So I
Thank
love
you.
it.
Thank you.
Fantastic.
Appreciate it. All righty. You have a good one. Bye.
Thanks. Bye.